like a crapshoot when you attempt to open it up based upon various web browsers. What I think is that they can flick a switch so that if the outside world, if I wanted to give that link to the general public that I wanted to share the files with, that's what they would end up getting. Nothing. So, now we're going on to part 2. This is called TalkShoe Inc. investment. Who invests in TalkShoe? So we'll start with your standard TalkShoe Wikipedia, no big deal. The important part was there was a link on the bottom about a portfolio, okay? And this is where the plot thickens. It's called Blue Tree, Allied Angels. And the key word here is angel, okay? Where capital meets opportunity. They're a members-only investment group that started in Western Pennsylvania. So let's get to their portfolio. These are companies and investors, or people they've invested in. So let's go down here, ST TalkShoe, there you go. TalkShoe. You know, I've always often wondered why TalkShoe has an influx of these religious shows. They took targeted shows off the Live Now page, and there's just massive levels of different forms of religious, whether it's fundamentalism to extremism to basic Christianity. But they get a table, like the neo-Nazis and the Christian Identity. They all get a table. All their shows you can find in the archives, except for mine, that they're now trying to extort from me in order to retrieve my files. Okay, so now let's get to the next phase. Here's the managing director by the name of Catherine Mott. So Catherine Mott is the founder and CEO of Blue Tree Capital Group and Blue Tree Allied Angels. Catherine is a past chairman of the Angel Capital Education Foundation, an organization that researches angel capital, tracks angel capital, and provides education to bring professionalism and ethics to the industry. In July 2010, she was named chairman of the board of the Angel Capital Association, the professional trade association for angel networks and angel funds in the United States. In September 2011, Catherine was one of 21 individuals selected for the SEC, or Securities and Exchange Advisory Committee on Small Emerging Companies. So once again, that's Blue Tree with Catherine Mott. So then I said, let me do some research on this. Well, lo and behold, I find something that appeared to have been a cruise. An educational business entrepreneurs cruise, okay? Here's some of the itinerary. Okay, this is what it's about, right? Providing biblical truths for executive leadership. So, you know, you often wonder about this whole the rise of the religious right, how they've infiltrated pretty much all forms of society, how they're trying to push that Christian agenda. Well, I'm going to show you how it's being done. Right here is all attendees will have the opportunity to participate in the educational sessions up to 4 hours a day. These sessions will focus on family and corporate culture issues that every Christian in the secular world must address. The remaining time will be personal in nature and can be used for networking opportunities. So remember, we'll focus on family and corporate culture issues that every Christian in the secular world must address. So let's see some of the keynote speakers over here. We have Scott Slaister, Executive Vice President for Service Retirement Prudential Financial Inc., Bible and Business. Changes in the character of business professional. Why is it advantageous to be a Christian business leader? Dr. Richard G. Jewell. Okay. Women in Business. Catherine V. Mott. Founding and Managing Partner, Blue Tree Capital Group, Blue Tree Allied Angels. Ask the CEO. a dynamic and interactive session hosted by the Grover City College Entrepreneurship Advisory Council. This is just Pennsylvania. Sunday church service, and then biblical truths and executive leadership. Okay? You want to know where this Christian coalition is coming from. TalkShoe gets money from these investment firms. So, let's get to the next level. Let's talk about this Pennsylvania Angel Network, and what was it that she was associated with? The Angel Capital Association. Now this is where it starts to get real interesting. You want to talk about infiltration, Angel Capital Association. This is the membership directory. This is a who's who of corporations, law firms, universities, you name it. They're a part of the quote-unquote Angel Network of companies and investors and where to infiltrate. These are some of the locations. So if you're a target in any one of these, you might want to start researching who's who. So this is the list, California. And we're going to go back to California because that's where I am. Sacramento, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Santa Clara. Then here's Canada, Vancouver, Quebec, Thunder Bay, Toronto, the Greater Lakes, Chicago, Akron, Ohio, Grosse Pointe, Michigan, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Grand Rapids, Mid-Atlantic, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Midwest, Kansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Louisiana. This is this network. Oklahoma City, National and International, Bar Harbor, San Francisco, New England, New Hampshire, Boston, Cambridge, Connecticut, New York, Pacific Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, the West, affiliated organizations, so now we're going to go back to California because this is, just think of all the different investors that invest within these groups, this Angel Network. This is how they infiltrated all of society. So I found one which was called Tech Coast Angels in California. So I clicked on the website. It's run out of the California State University, San Diego. So Center for Commercialization of Advanced Technology. So here's where they're bridging the gap. So it basically says bridging the gap from laboratory to marketplace. The Center for Commercialization of Advanced Technology, CCAT, at San Diego State University is a technology, commercialization, and transition collaborative partnership of academia, industry, and government funded by agencies from the Department of Defense and Homeland Security. CCAT's focus is on identifying technologies that address critical military and national defense challenges and to accelerate their transition from prototype to deployed systems for warfighter, Homeland Security, first responder agencies, other government customers, and the commercial marketplace. This is just one of those links that leads you to more companies, a band of angels in Menlo Park, Okay, you go into each one of these, and then it tells you the portfolios of all the other people that are a part of it. You want to talk about the most comprehensive infiltration of the United States of America via this angel network. And you wonder why all these things are changing in the country. So remember Blue Tree, remember Mott, remember the providing biblical truths for executive leaders, then the angel network. Okay, now you have a network of massive infiltration into society, so that when you get to the boots on the ground level, like I've had to deal with, so that car that was blasting that they were able to turn the sound off of, you know, they give their signals. This is a part of this whole thing. You hear that noise? So one of the ones that they had to turn it off of was from this vehicle. Okay? So it's an Oldsmobile. But it's that whole Jesus thing right there. So look at now, it's external locations. So what that's talking about is all the way down from those networks, that angel network, this angel network of investors, all the way down to your boots on the ground, community-based terrorist harasser, street terrorism that's going on. And what you're finding is that sound on that particular vehicle, they did turn off. But if you notice, there were other locations outside of there, other networked people who also have access or set up equipment so that that noise is blasting. So welcome to the world of what's really happening and who's infiltrated what. And it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus. It has to do with military application, science and technology, biological, technological means, synthetic biology. This is in the terms of the illegal, non-consensual human experimentation that targets have been screaming at their top of the lungs about. This is all this network. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme, a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. The more people you get into your angel group, the higher you go up that pyramid ladder. This is one of the most comprehensive multi-level marketing pyramid scheme because it's for members only. The more people you get to invest, the more people at the top are making money. And then they only invest in people that can control the narratives. I started doing more research and I found this. www.lead411.com, Pennsylvania/companies.html. So what happened here was, it says, in order to recognize the fastest growing technology companies in Pennsylvania, Lead 411 is proud to announce the release of its hottest Pennsylvania companies. So then you start scrolling down here. And there you go. There's TalkShoe. The same company that's trying to extort money out of me to retrieve my files, that their network has an error within. But this is important here. TalkShoe landed $5 million in venture funding in May 2008 from Third Security. The plot thickens. Let me show you something about this company, Third Security. Well, they look pretty nice and pretty benign, don't they? Third Security, you know? They're a venture funding, right? They're an LLC venture capital firm, and they fund science and communications. So they have all these companies here. So you think, okay, well, technology. Not a single one of them under their affiliate fund investment. Let me just give you some overviews. Enter Exxon. A better world through the DNA. Therapeutic products, pharmaceuticals. All the way down to the genomes. Let's go to this company. Halozyme Therapeutics. This is it's a more efficient way at the subcutaneous on the extracellular matrix to deliver. It's a drug delivery system. Okay, some of the other pharmaceuticals: Roche, Pfizer, Baxter, Viropharma, and Interexon. Here's another one. Avexis. Gene therapy. It's in our DNA. Scientific discoveries. This is all biotechnology, synthetic biology, molecular biology. What is a group like Third Security doing, investing in a company like TalkShoe Incorporated? Fibrocells. Advancing autologous fibroblast therapies to treat rare and serious skin and connective tissue diseases. So this now I'm going to explain something to you about all of this because it does tie into targeting. Because what it is long-term research on the biological negative effects of massive overexposure to non-ionizing radiation in the form of those direct energy, radar, radio frequencies, and these are all the biological areas that would be affected through all the way down from DNA to molecular to cellular damage or genetics. Synthetic biologics. These are all the ones that are coming up from that Third Security that invested $5 million in TalkShoe. So they basically focus, is a biotechnology company focused on the development of anti-infectious biological and drug candidates targeting specific pathogens that causes serious infections and other diseases. Here's another one from Third Security. Amplify Bioscience Corporation. Innovative solutions for antibiotic resistance. So it's a synthetic biology because sometimes when you take antibiotics, it gives you the runs. It can make you sick because it's too strong. This would go in there and help to mitigate something like that. But why? Bacterial treatments. Bioterrorism is what they're looking at in terms of. This is all military type of application. And here's another one. Eggless. A leap to a cure. Engineering DNA therapeutics for rare diseases. So you have to understand, what would be a rare disease? Well, if you're studying the long-term human biological effects of exposure to non-ionizing radiation in the form of these radio frequencies, whether it's through the smart meter, whether it's through the cell phones, the wireless routers, all that energy that's floating around, that would be considered rare or new diseases because they're looking at the long-term effects of exposure to radio frequencies, radar energy. And what they do is they just blast a target within the living environment, and then all of these type of assholes jump on board so that they can study the long-term negative exposures and what type of rare diseases might happen. Molecular, cellular, all the way down to the DNA. What type of alterations, what type of blood diseases. So, what is a company like Third Security, okay, investing in a company like TalkShoe?